Welcome to DevTech 101 as we discuss information technology, also known as IT. On today's channel, we're going to use our tool to open this hard drive to show you on the inside. So I'm basically gathering my toolkit. I'm going to be using some of the tools to open up the hard drive. Keep in mind to practice safety, as it's something that you don't want to do on your own at home if you're inexperienced, but this is just for education and entertainment purposes to show you what's inside of the hard drive itself. So one of the things that you have to remember, and this is just practicing safety with the hard drive itself, is you should never just open a failed hard drive and expect to use it again. Anytime that you open any portion of this casing, you're exposing the platters on the inside to dust particles, hairs, and fingerprints. If any of those actually hit the drive itself, which it will, you will never be able to use the drive again. I'm using this for education and entertainment purposes because I am not using this drive anymore. This is an old hard drive. I repeat, this is an old hard drive. I will not be using this. Now, noticing some of the pieces on the drive itself, this is only a 40 gig drive. This is an old hard drive that I got out of my computer, so I'm not going to be using anything on it again, okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm just wanting to show you on the inside. Now, there is a casing around this right here, so I won't be, I'll take that off here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and open it up so you can see the platters. Now, a lot of people probably read about this online, but I like to do a lot of educational things on the channel just to show you some of the tech things. I'll be scrapping this hard drive myself personally because I'm going to discard it due to the information that it has on it. All right, so let's go ahead and expose and open it up. All right, so you can see that some of the dust particles are beginning to get onto the platters itself. The platters are almost like squeaky clean here in the sense. So if you really look at them, you can tell just how clean that this is here. See how clear that is there? Extremely clear. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that here. Get that situated there. And then if you look real close on the inside here, what you will see is these tiny, tiny little pebbles. They almost look like pellets that are on the inside of here. See those little small pellets inside that casing right there. See that? Looks very neat. So as this is spinning, and like I said, I'm not using this anymore. So, but these are the platters right here. And oftentimes, like this, because I did this right here, I'm not going to be able to use this anymore. Hi. So I'm never going to be using this again, so I'm not worried about it. But even if you close this case, even if you open it for a fraction of a second and you closed it, the fact that this right here, you would never be able to use this again. I want to break these open off camera and everything, but this is the old drive itself. And this is on the inside. I peeled this back here. So this casing is supposed to just actually just slide off, but there's another piece on the inside of this. See if I can bend this back a little bit further so you can see it. And then right here too, I can as well take off the board itself. It's a little small motherboard that's on here. I can take this portion off too. Pull this off of here, and I'm going to discard of this properly. Look at that. I want to go ahead and pull this board off here. Got one more. So this piece right here is a little small motherboard. And this right is here, just in case it gets extremely hot. This right here is going to cool that. Little piece of the motherboard itself. So I'm going to actually save this as a relic. Maybe I can put up on the wall or something. It's going to get power from our motherboard from our desktop. These right here you can change on the jumpers. And this right here is for data. And nobody should be using these anymore. I mean, this is like very outdated. You can see the connecting pieces that was connecting there. So that kind of rest onto that right there. You can barely see it. Let me open it up right there for you. So these 4 contacts that are here is what was resting there to be able to communicate. Wow, look at that. So now I'm taking this off, and people can still try to recover some data off of here, but it's going to be extremely unlikely unless you got some specialized machinery. But this won't be connecting back onto there anymore. Look at that. So I would never be able to use this again. Dev Tech 101. Look at that. Just kind of messing with y'all here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. I want to see the platter. And by the way, I want to show you something here. So I kind of bent this back, but there is a small catch. Sometimes under the paper here. If you feel, you can, there's a screw, hidden screw up underneath here, which kept this from sliding off. See, I exposed it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. Wow, look at that. So we have our arm here. This arm is what's reading the drive itself. You can see that. The arm moving up and down, in and out. And this is really neat, y'all. I'm so glad that I opened this up for us. But you can see the different components there. So you have the platters here, as I said. And here on these platters, of course, you know, circular. And they're very rigid and made of magnetic material. And these have a different, you know, coat on them, some kind of material. And this is where the data is stored, but it's in the form of magnetized regions that are within the disk itself. And then you have the read write heads, and then you have the actuator arm right here. And this is the mechanical arm. It's going to fold or hold as it reads the data and allows them to move across the platter at different points of the surface. So you can see from the inner to the outer. And this arm is controlled right here by what they call a voice coil motor that positions the head with great precision. And the spindle motor. And the spindle motor is what's going to rotate the platters at high speeds. When you see like 5400, that's the number of times per minute that is spinning. And that can vary, you know, by the hard drive model. Sometimes it'll show you on here as well, where you'll be able to see it. And then you have the controller board, which is what I was looking at a moment ago. This is a circuit board right here, and that controls the operations of the hard drive itself, the positioning of the arm, the handling of errors and correction of the functions. Then you also have your cache memory too. It's just a small amount of high-speed memory, what we call cache. And those are included with most hard drives, by the way. So that's basically for you to temporarily, the cache is for use to temporarily store frequently, you know, access data that you may use and kind of deal with the performance and things there. But we have moved on from these to solid state drives, which are about half the size of this. And then there's other ones now that are installed within laptops, devices that are about like the size of this. So you can see the difference in size of the drives itself. And then you have the, as I said earlier, you have the different power ports, and those are going to be used to connect it to the power supply of the desktop computer, laptop. And then you have your data ports, which on this one is like this, but on the SATA it's going to be like the L-shaped ones there. But those are just basically it's what connects to the motherboard and allows the data to be, you know, transferred between the drive and the computer itself. So those is just a little 101 you all from the IT perspective. Just want to show you on the channel. Like, listen, subscribe. DivTech 101, aka Black Mental. Look forward to bringing more content to you all soon.